What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. Morant definitely did. He had a historic night. If you watch that game, that man was on fire from start to finish. But yeah, I think it was at 47 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals, made 5 threes, shot 48% from the field, only had 2 turnovers for the amount of time he had the ball in his hands. The dude is a full-fledged superstar, and he's going at it like not necessarily one-on-one or anything, but like he's matching Steph Curry, who's been the best point guard in the league for at least half a decade now, and or more than half a decade probably. But Ja has just been tearing it down in this series, and I felt like this series was going to be a lot better for him than the Minnesota one, because Minnesota had a lot of defenders that they could kind of throw at him doubles, and they were really trying to make sure that he did not get off. And Golden State, on the other hand, they don't really have the defenders to kind of limit him the way that way. So I thought he'd have a better series, and I didn't think it was going to be like this. The game one, he had 34, 9, 10, and 3 steals. And they lost by 1, like still basically almost a triple double. And then tonight he comes out and almost puts up 50. Like, the dude is on a different level right now from the regular season. And in the regular season, he was on a different level. So it's like, the playoffs are where the greatest players ever are made. And he's like, regular season, he's up here, he's at the top tier, and then playoffs, and he elevates himself. It's absolutely crazy. And I get vibes, like people are like, oh, he's like Derrick Rose. And I'm like, yeah, he's not only like Derrick Rose, though. Like, that's kind of short-sighted to me. Because like he's like Derrick Rose, Allen Iverson, and like a prime John Wall all put into one. And if you remember, if anybody's watched prime John Wall, and I say this a lot because he loved to use his left hand and he was very crafty at finishing. And Jaw's not the greatest shooter on the planet. He's looked like it in these first 2 games, but we all know, like, consistently he's never been like a Steph Curry or a Damian Lillard or anything like that. But like, he can knock down a jumper, he can knock down the threes, and he's just not going to be like lights out from there, which is completely fine. There's only a few players ever that have ever been like that. So I think John Wall is a really nice comparison for him. I don't think people talk about it enough because the stigma around John Wall now is that he's been injured, whatnot, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? But I really see Wall, Iverson, and Derrick Rose. Like, I see a blend of all three of those guys, like, best traits. Like, Rose for the finishing, Iverson for the handle, Wall for the handle too, but Iverson for getting to the rim, even being at his small size and everything like that. There's so much you can take from it. And it's amazing to watch him because every night's a highlight. Like, the craftiness around the rim is, I think it's probably the best I've ever seen, because it's with both hands. It's not just reverses or hammer dunks or anything like that. It's like shifting around 2 people and like up and under. Like, it's just nasty, like never seen before, kind of. And it's nightly. So it's amazing to watch him. I really love how he's played. I'm like I said, I thought he'd have a better series. I didn't think he was going to have an insanely better series like he's having, but it's just amazing to watch that man play. Now, for the negative side of this video, he's done all that. They lost a game, and then they barely won tonight, and the Warriors shot like trash. Like, it looks bad for like just being a viewer, like on the surface. It's like, wow, they barely won that game. And, Clay shot like 5 for 20. Steph wasn't hitting threes. Like, the whole thing just never quite looked right, and they barely won. So, and I think a lot of this has to do with Desmond Bane's lower back injury. Obviously, he's nowhere near what he was in that Timberwolves series. I guess he got hurt in the first quarter of the first game. I guess I didn't see the first game like live. I had to go back and rewatch, but yeah. So I think him not being able to kind of replicate what he did against Minnesota, because I think he definitely could have if he's healthy. Jaren Jackson was great in game one, but then, the inconsistency shows up again, where he's not great in game two, fouls out, whatnot. It just, the Grizzlies are looking for that consistent second option right now. And I just don't know who it's going to be. And I think that's bad. Like, I think at this point in the playoffs, you kind of need to know who's going to be that guy. And I think they were really going to be dependent on Bane to do it. But if injuries are a part of the game, so it's like, obviously it sucks, but like, I don't think it'll be Dylan Brooks. The dude was throwing hooks and 3 minutes into the game, and he's been awful offensively basically the entire playoffs. yes, he's a very good defender and everything like that. But, you know, if you're shooting 1 for 14, it doesn't really matter what you do on defense for the most part. I just wonder where that extra punch is going to come from. Because if Jaws, I don't think he's putting up 50 every night. Like if he does, I hope he does, because that's great entertainment. And I love watching the guy ball out. Well, like expecting somebody to do that, that's not right. So somebody else on the not the Warriors, somebody else on the Grizzlies got to step up and be that consistent number 2 guy. I don't know if it'll be Bane if he gets healthy. I don't know if it'll be Jaren. Zaire Williams was kind of the number 2 tonight. Like he hit like 4 threes. I don't know if it'll be Tillman or Clark. I just don't know who it's going to be. Grizzlies fans, let me know how you're feeling about your superstar point guard and Ja Morant, because he's just on a different level of just destruction. And how you're feeling about these first 2 games. I personally am not feeling too good for them. Golden State's a hell of a team, and beating them 4 times is going to be a nightmare. But that being said, Memphis is a hell of a team, and beating them 4 times is not going to be easy. As we've seen, these first 2 games have been decided by basically like 5 or less. So let me know how you feel in the comments. If you want to interact with me on Twitter, I'm live tweeting games and stuff like that, giving my thoughts on how players are playing and whatnot. It'll be like right here. But if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, please like the video. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I am done here. I'll catch y'all on the next games. Peace.